So, nerds, we got another good Nerdcast podcast for you guys. A bunch of NBA, and then we got some other topics, but the NBA has been on fire. This last weekend was crazy. We have some things like the Sacramento Kings
Mm-hmm.
making the playoffs, the Cavs, Pat Bev. But let's go ahead and just start with good old LeBron James. 'Cause he's fun to talk about. That's my guy. Even though I make fun of him from time to time, he's funny.
Yeah, time to time only.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, all the time. But my man's came back from his injury yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Mm. Yep.
But
Yeah.
Yes, that was his first game back.
yeah, came back, came off the bench, got a standing ovation. That's kind of cool. Haven't seen LeBron get a standing ovation in a while. But
For
well, actually, wait, we get him standing ovations all the time. What am I
why?
talking?
Yeah, why is he getting a standing ovation?
I don't know. It was just I don't know. I think it kind of felt cool.
Because he's back.
I think
cool.
it just had to do with him coming off the bench. But yeah, he came back from his foot injury, which we thought it would, leave him sidelined longer. And he had two doctors tell him that he'll need, season-ending surgery. And then he saw a third doctor, and this is his quote, the LeBron James of feet.
What a wow.
And he's good to go.
Okay.
He said doctors were saying he was healing faster than anyone they've ever seen with this injury.
Mm.
All right,
Mm.
calm down. Whoa.
They're he's gonna get drug tested here pretty soon. Guarantee it.
Pretty soon.
I mean, he only had 19 points and they lost, so I think they probably won't. I mean, me personally,
Yeah.
I
was
would.
worried if the team only 19 points and them also.
Facts.
It's like, did he come back from his injury too soon? Is he doing more damage than he should be doing?
Well, I mean, like if that, I would say yeah. Like, I mean, your team is in like a solid spot, and obviously, like your help would be greatly appreciated. But at the same time, like, man, you are not going to be able to recover that quick all the time. You're lucky it's just like kind of a foot injury and not like a hamstring injury that's going to require you to sit there and actually nurse it like longer. So, like, I think pushing yourself like that, man, I think it's gonna bite him. It's gonna bite him. Like he's gonna end up aggravating something else and trying to compensate for that foot injury that he already has.
Yeah.
And that's more ice pack time. That's more time on the bench for him. And I mean, overall, I think the team's been performing better, especially since getting like D'Angelo back, because I think D'Angelo is a very underrated guard. But yeah, like we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Poking her head in.
Yeah, I agree with you, Marshall. No, I feel like more rest is better for him. I mean, with the playoffs coming up, are they in the playoffs or are they in the play-in? I think it's playing right now.
Play in. They're in the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at least rest for that. Like, we didn't need your 19 points to lose, buddy. You know?
Bulls, that was a big game too. They needed it.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my what the fuck moment. Pat Bev was right.
Yeah.
He is gonna mess up the Lakers' chance to get in the play.
He did it. He got what he wanted.
I mean,
And he called LeBron small when he
yeah,
scored on him.
God, that was funny.
I was like, come on, Pat Bev.
That was too funny.
Then he's gonna say, he's like, oh, I do that to everybody. Like, no, you don't, because you're small.
You don't.
Well, and also,
But
like,
I mean, go ahead.
I mean, he just recorded saying, like, when he was on the Lakers, they're like, look, I'm a spoon and they were trying to use me as a fork. And I'm like, that is the most Pat Bev accurate thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
what do you say? He's a spoon. They're trying to use him as a fork to eat soup or something like that.
Yep.
Yep.
Funny dude.
Pat
But
Bev is hilarious. He's hilarious.
he's been a, believe it or not, a good addition to the Bulls, and they've been
Hmm.
games because of him.
Well, like he did
Like,
he did a good thing in the sense that he like sat Levine down. That he was like, "Why are you trying to get assists? We don't need that from you." He's like, "We need you to score." So like that veteran like leadership, that ability just to walk up to a superstar and kind of put him in his place. Oh, superstar might be a strong word for Zach Levine, but like a pretty solid player like that, like the franchise player,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
all-star.
being the new guy on the team, all of a sudden just walking up and being like, "Stop it."
That is despite Pat Bev being traded by every team he's played for. The times it worked out, you can see it was kind of teams like this,
The
younger,
Timberwolves.
yeah, like younger teams that
Mhm.
like will let him be big brother or uncle, however they look to him. Because he's gonna be in the locker room. He's like, all right, boys, let's go. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Let's go and practice. Let's go, let's go. Run, push, push. He's gonna go up every single body. They're personalized. Pat Beverly pep talk,
Mhm.
their own little TED talk, the Bev talk, if you will. And and some teams it doesn't work. Like playing with LeBron. LeBron's like, stop talking.
Yeah.
and
LeBron's like, "I got this." Like, okay.
and Anthony Davis, he just probably in one ear out the other. He probably doesn't
Yep.
play too much too, Pat Bev. Unless he jokes around with him, I could see that. But yeah, I mean, he ends up getting traded regardless though, because he's not that big of a contribution. It's just he's
Right.
spark at times, I guess.
Well, I mean, I feel like he does have value. That's also why he's always getting traded. Like, I mean, because what people get in return is not necessarily a bad deal for him. You know what I'm saying? So he holds some value. I
Yeah,
like him as a player, and he's funny.
yeah. I mean, that's what I said. Like you get him to the right team, but like going to the Lakers, that was not the right team. He did not provide any value to them whatsoever. And that's because
No.
you have LeBron there. You know, you just need a budding all star or like a superstar there that's like quiet, like
Mhm.
Kawhi or something, and he could work with Kawhi if Kawhi's surrounded by like some younger guys, people not so good. He's good for motivation for them because Kawhi's not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Awkward.
True. This is true. Quite got a tech actually. Speaking about him, that was funny.
I know, right?
It was like two of them got a tech, right?
Him and was it Man?
It was something small, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't anything bad. Like I think it's because he was talking back to the ref, and the ref I guess just didn't appreciate what Kawhi said, so he was like, "I'm gonna put him in his place." Like, okay,
Oh, good. He probably laughed.
like
I feel like
you're
when
like you're
Kawhi
like
gets aggressive, it's like they feel like he's screaming because he never really like shows
mhm.
any emotion or anything. So when he does, it's like, whoa, buddy,
Yeah.
calm down.
He just brings up the claw hand that he has and just fucking picks him up and throws him.
Or he just places this big old hand like on your belly on your back and just scare the shit out of you just because of the size.
Yup.
Ugh.
You're like, oh my god.
No, but
You you know who else got a standing ovation? Just with just because you said something about standing O's. GP2 came back. He played his first game with the Golden State Warriors. He got
Yeah,
a standard
that's
note when he
right.
came back in. That's pretty dope. And he had some good defensive plays that night. I think he dropped like 11 points or something like that.
yeah, it's gonna be
It
hard for
wasn't
him
a bad
to get
game.
back to where he
Mm.
was.
Yeah, I thought they were just gonna shut him down for the rest of the season. In all honesty,
Yeah,
because after like the Blazers basically said that they're thinking about shutting Lillard down for the rest of the season, I was like, oh man, I wonder what other teams are gonna follow this.
well,
Like, man,
apparently Ben Simmons has been shut down.
well, Ben Simmons is useless. He hasn't been. He's
Wait,
useless.
what? He already shut down? In a sense, he
I,
was.
yeah, I don't think he cares about basketball anymore.
All right, perfectly fine playing video games. I bet.
Yep.
Um,
But I think someone that does deserve a standing O is our boy Sabonis.
yeah,
100% deserves a standing O. He's like on the track of knocking Wilt Chamberlain's numbers down.
really, I didn't
Like,
know his numbers,
yeah.
but I knew he's been balling. They're over there.
So yeah, Sabonis is averaging 19.2. He gets 19.2 points, 12 and a half rebounds, and 7.2 assists per game while shooting 61% from the field.
Oh, jeez. Oh, in that stat right there, that's where he's doing better.
Mm-hmm. And it says, yeah, Chamberlain is the only other player in NBA history who averaged 19 plus points, 12 plus rebounds, and 7 plus assists on 60 plus percent shooting. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's what it
dang.
is. Shooting is clutch. Yeah, I mean, Sacramento Kings have not made playoffs in 16 years.
Light up that beam, baby.
Like
Like, dude,
that,
the Kings are a fun team. I'm about it.
dude. De'Aaron Fox is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that whole team, they're they're nice. They're really good. They don't play much defense, but they're really fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I know I mentioned that earlier, but I couldn't believe it when I saw they hadn't made the playoffs in 16 years.
Yeah, it's surprising. Like you think about, like, especially while they had DeMarcus Cousins on the team, it's just like, wow.
But they
Because
didn't.
like a young DeMarcus Cousins was someone to fear.
Yeah, but they had nothing around him.
No, nothing at
He had
all.
nothing to work with. He was
And
just
he fought with every single coach.
getting crazy double doubles. um,
Insane.
Another team who deserves a little bit of flowers. The Cavs are making the playoffs. They will be.
Dude, Donovan Mitchell was a savior for that team that I didn't expect. I
Yeah,
truly didn't.
I didn't see him making an impact like that on the Cavs. I knew they'd be good. I didn't even know if they'd be in the playoffs, but because the East was, you know, pretty stacked.
Mm-hmm.
But the Heat fell off, and not even just that anybody fell off. They're really good. This is the
Right.
first time the Cavs will be going to the playoffs without LeBron James since 1998.
Mm-hmm.
That is that's a wild stat to me.
Oh my god, yeah, 100%. Like,
Shows how like putrid that organization was for the past
mm-hmm.
20 years
Oh my god, yeah.
without
Like how reliant they were on just that one guy.
that is amazing. Shouts out to them. Shouts out to
Mm-hmm.
Ida, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Who else is what is Garland and Mobley? They're
Oh yeah.
they're killing it. Yeah, just like Sacramento Kings, the Cavs are another fun team to watch. I don't know if you saw Donovan Mitchell dunking on that one guy the other day.
That
That
dude got
is insane. That's straight. He plays like D Wade so much,
mm-hmm.
and D Wade was one of my favorite players. So that's why I love watching Donovan Mitchell. He plays exactly like D Wade.
Right. Like, I mean, I don't even know how much. I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell should be a big contender for like MVP or like most improved player, something like that. Because like he has stepped up in a way that I didn't realize he was such a leader. I guess is like a big way shock to me. Because while he was with the Jazz, it felt like he was just kind of this good player that was floating around.
I
But
think
then,
I think what it was with the Jazz was he was too nice
Yeah.
to like say anything to Rudy or
Mm.
his flaccid offense. The only way I could put it because he is terrible on offense. Like I don't know what he looks like somebody at the park playing pickup, like one of those tall guys. Until he gets on defense and he's like a titan. But
Yep. Yep.
on
Yep.
offense, he's so bad.
So bad.
It's
But
terrible.
yeah, man. Cavs are I'm glad to see him doing well. Especially like in an Eastern Conference with like the Bucks, who are just insane.
I think they got that fourth spot locked up,
Hmm.
and oh yeah, like you said, I could see him getting a vote for MVP just because. I mean, yeah, those young guys are good, but without him, they are not
Nope,
in the playoffs.
not at all.
I don't think so. Mike, welcome back.
Oh, absolutely. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Not bad.
See, y'all
Uh,
talking about Donovan Mitchell. I
Oh
agree.
yeah.
He does play a lot like D Wade. D Wade was my guy in Miami.
but you know who is bad?
Who?
Is down bad. Down bad in Dallas.
Our
Who?
boy Luca.
Luca, and
Well,
you
he's
can
down
tell
because
because
his like he's feeling a little blue, but I can feel for everybody. That's going through it a little bit. It kind of seems like I'm not saying it's Kyrie's fault,
I am.
but well, look, let's just look at it. So Dallas over the weekend they lost to Charlotte,
mm,
they lost to the Warriors at home, and then they lost to Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
After I mean Charlotte was off a back to back. So like and they were down um Kelly Oubre and others. So that was a wild loss, an
Mm-hmm.
alarming loss for the Dallas Mavericks. And I am not willing to put it all on Kyrie. I'm not willing
I
to
mean, that's fair.
I'm not
That's
willing to
fair.
put any of it on Kyrie actually yet because so they're 7-13 since the trade.
Yep.
3-8 when Kyrie and Luka are on the floor. Whose fault is it? I'm I'm gonna say it's Mark Cuban's fault.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%.
They are one of the worst defensive teams in the league.
I think yeah, he's just riding on the glory of winning it once, and just hasn't been able to get himself off of how it worked out then, instead of adjusting to what his new players need.
Well,
Because I mean,
he's trying. He's just bad at it.
yeah,
He's bad at it because he's done a lot of things, and a lot of the things he has done has been very pointless.
like bringing in Porzingis, like it sounded like a great idea, just like bringing in Kyrie,
That
but
was the only thing I was gonna say. Like it was a good thought. I thought it was gonna be crazy, like to watch them work together. I thought it was gonna be. I thought they'd get to the finals by now, with Luka and Porzingis, but Porzingis was a shell of
absolutely.
himself, and they did poor, you know, managing of the two,
mm,
like managing a young Luca and a stubborn Porzingis who wanted to still be the star,
where
and
is he
they're
even now?
handling this wrong. They're not.
Hmm.
I mean, Jason Kidd is trying. He's trying to show some tough love. He says it. He says it when they're playing bad, when Luca's crying too much. He'll say these things
Hmm.
at the press conference subliminally, so everybody, Luca and everybody knows who he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was just not a good trade. You saw the flashback we posted earlier. We were talking about Luca and or Kyrie joining Luca. I mean, but Kyrie's been playing well. He's been playing very well, except for when he's been injured. Which
And getting fans kicked out of the stadium.
yeah, Well, we don't know what they say because people be coming at
I know. Oh yeah, some people are
Facts.
awful, dude. hundred
and he's
Yeah.
percent.
ultra sensitive, so like just don't talk to him and you won't get kicked out.
Plain
But
and simple.
oh man, the Sixers just got dunked
That
on.
was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy.
This game is
Yeah, he is.
So then, do you think that at the end of this season, is Luca going to potentially ask for an out?
No.
not this season. Well, I'll say depending on if Kyrie stays or goes,
Hmm.
and that depending on if they're going to offer him, a contract to stay, because it's just for the rest of the year.
Yep.
But I'm I'm not sure. I honestly am not sure.
Right.
As bad as it looks, they're not like their deep. God, their defense is so.
Right.
Good. But like,
And like, yeah, I agree that too. Like, Kyrie's like Kyrie, that Luke has definitely been whining or like kind of
A
like,
lot.
yeah, like very much expressing his opinion about it. But like for him to openly say like, I'm not having fun anymore, like it's like, yee.
yeah,
Like for your franchise superstar player, just to straight up say like, I'm not having fun playing with this organization. It's like, ooh, that like as other owners, you're like, ooh, this might be our opportunity.
mm,
Like, I guarantee you, people are probably contacting his agent, pitching ideas, and being like, hey, like, we know he's not thrilled. And obviously, it'll be hard to compete with the money that Mark Cuban can offer him. Because that's also a big thing to consider, too, is like the Mavs can pay him because that's just what Mark Cuban does. He has the money to be able to do that. But again, if he's not happy, like, is that money really going to be the thing that's going to get him to stay?
well, I think it. He's not. All right, let me just put it like this. He's going through some things apparently. Like
Hmm.
he does visibly and vocally sound like he's been down and going through some things. And it seemed like during an interview when he was saying like he's not having fun, it seemed like it dawned on him at a moment that, oh
Hmm.
shit, they might think I'm talking about Kyrie. And then he said, no, I'm going through. I can't remember if he said personal things, but he said I'm going through some stuff.
Hmm.
I was like, we all are, man. We all
Yeah.
have those
Yeah.
days, and I don't think it always hits him as much because he doesn't ever show that he's down or anything. And now that we see this, I'm inclined to believe that we would see it. And I think
Hmm.
it's just because it might be a little bit of Kyrie, but not him, but just him not having the ball as much and them losing.
Yep.
And he's been dealing with an injury as well. So they ended up asking Kyrie about it, about his comments and everything about that. And I was listening to it and I was like, why? Like when they asked Kyrie if he was talking about, or asked Luca if he was mentioning Kyrie, or if he wanted to shed some light on what they meant when he's going through some things and not happy.
Hmm.
Kyrie had ended up saying, I love this answer. He's like, sometimes I just hate it when this is what I hate about the game right here. I'm paraphrasing. He's like, when we go, it's like a 24/7 thing. We're doing this 24/7, working out, playing, all that, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
And they're also humans and they go have human emotions as well. And then when somebody's feeling down or depressed or something, like you guys try to spin the story like, oh, like Luca's sad. Is it because of you? Is it because of blah blah blah? It's like, no, he's just a human, and like I can't speak to what he's going through or anything, but I just first thing and foremost, like even before the team, I just want him to be okay.
Hmm.
Hopefully, make sure he's feeling well mentally and all that stuff. I was like, shit. See, this is why I don't hate Kyrie. Like I want to sometimes, but I actually don't. I just wish he would stop being dumb at times or saying dumb things.
Yeah.
Not dumb.
Exactly.
He just does and says some dumb things. But that was like Dope. I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like that too. I agree with you. It looked like he was frustrated about something beyond basketball.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
Luka
So
does seem like a hothead, so it didn't seem like he'd just be like
yeah. And his
down.
because usually he like kind of snaps at the ref, but it's also like a playful, you know, saying haha, like I know you didn't call that, but or whatever. But now he just seems like really frustrated and
Mhm.
you know, angry. He's getting aggressive fast. So
Yeah,
Well,
like
he got his
but it can
six.
change soon,
yeah,
you
he
He got
know?
just
his
got fined. He just got
yeah,
fined
his
the other
16th
night.
personal foul or
Yeah,
technical
yeah,
foul.
exactly.
Technical
So
foul.
he sits a game and then yeah, so I mean just give him some time. Kyrie is right. He is human. Give him some time. He'll be back. I don't think he's gonna leave. I don't think he's gonna leave the Mavs though. I don't. And I see them getting rid of Kyrie way before that. And just trying to build around Luca because he's the center point of the franchise.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, the only way I see him leaving the Mavs actually is if they play out the rest of this season. It doesn't go well. He's not
Mm,
getting the touches he wants still, and they're not working through it. And Kyrie chooses to stay. And I don't think he'll ask for a trade in the offseason, but I think they'll go into the season. If it doesn't change again, I think we may hear something, some
Mhm.
rumblings, and then either Kyrie or Luca will be gone because they're not winning a championship, and I don't think
No.
they're close to not even being in the play in with these losses. So like they're in
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah. I mean, not a lot of teams is beating the Warriors at home. And that's one of the L's they took, isn't it?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah. So but the Charlotte really surprised me. That was rough.
Yeah, 2 times.
Two times. Smack, smack.
Like they started coming back a
Ooh.
little bit, but they were bad losses.
Yeah.
Luca was 0 for 6 in the first half in one of those games. Yeah, it wasn't that great. But let's move on to the East.
The
Talk about
East.
talk about my guys. My guys, just for a little bit. You know,
Them Sixers.
them Sixers, Joel and his Sixers. You know, we're
Well, minus Joel tonight.
minus Joel tonight
Hmm.
with a calf soreness, but he's gonna be fine. And I hear a lot of people, taking shots at Joel, saying he's ducking Giannis or ducking Jokic. Hasn't played in Denver in 3 years, 4 years, whatever it is. They're saying it's like a tactical. What did they call it? Tactical ducking, I guess. I don't know. Remember the second word they used, and I was like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
First of
like
all, they try to not play back to backs, and here ever since the bubble, every you'll play a team, and then you'll play them again that weekend, if not the next night. So
mhm.
they don't have as much traveling because of COVID. They were trying to limit the amount of traveling and back and forth or whatnot. And he's worried about his health. I don't care what anybody says. Like, oh, he plays them in Philly. He destroys Jokic in Philly, not just plays them. Like he destroys them. Like there's no stop. He's not ducking him. Yeah, the tactical DMPs is what they were calling, and they were saying he's
No.
limiting his MVP chances. I was like, if we were going off of like a game to game basis, like a matchup, then he would have won it the last game when he dropped 46 on Jokic and Jokic had like 24. Like, like
Yeah.
stop.
I think I saw someone made a joke about it, and they're like, clearly it's the altitude that's messing with him, not Jokic. Like he can't handle this mountain air.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's a thing. Like they always say,
it
like
really
the
is.
Broncos and the Nuggets, they have an advantage against everybody, especially in the playoffs, because of the
Yep.
altitude.
Yep.
And when I'll give them like in the past when Joel was not in shape, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
they skipped that game on purpose. Guess what? He didn't win the MVPs those years either, and he didn't. I mean, maybe he deserved it last year, but not the first year Jokic won it. Jokic won that thing hands down,
Yeah.
hands down. And maybe they could have
He's
said it
been
was Giannis's, but that's not my argument. That's yours.
Giannis was MVP. That's a fact.
Actually,
That man earned that.
everybody thinks.
He celebrated by going to Chick-fil-A.
You want to hear a couple reasons why I say Joel deserves the MVP this year?
Yeah.
In the past
Sure.
5 years, the most 40-point games by a center is Joel Embiid with 36.
Well
Um,
done.
everyone else, or no, past 5 years with 40-point games, he has 37. Everyone else, every other center in the league has 36 combined
Damn.
40-point games.
Mm.
And another reason why I think he deserves it, that matchup against the Warriors, yeah, I know they lost, but he dropped 46 on Draymond. I don't know if y'all saw, he had 46, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds. I don't know if y'all saw what Draymond said after the game. Did any of y'all see that?
I did not.
What do you say?
He said, he was talking about Joel. He's like, he came up to me and he told me something and he was like, you know why I played like that tonight? He's like, why? He's like, you said Joker was the hardest person in the league to guard, so I took that personal. He said, I'd like to take this moment to say Joel Embiid is the hardest person in the league to guard. That I know it
Yeah.
looks like Joel takes plays off sometimes, but he that's he said that. He's a killer.
Mhm.
He takes things personal and he has that champion mentality, which is why I'm with him. If he wants to take the night off and he's like, if I lose the MVP, I lose the MVP. I'm going for that ring.
Mhm.
That's I gotta chill. I gotta chill when I saw him say that. Like,
So you
ooh,
think he gonna win it? You think he gonna win it this year?
I think I think this year is this Joel is the scariest Joel.
That's not answering my question.
And fuck, this is the scariest version of Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ain't this year, when is it? 'Cause
All
Mm.
right. So,
he's doing his
all
thing.
right.
This year,
Question:
I mean, honestly, I
Do
can't
you
answer that
think?
because I got to see James Harden in the playoffs. I love him because he's won my love while coming to Philly and taking off the fat suit and
So he
playing.
goes back to Houston.
Yeah, he sent it back to Houston. I know he missed the strippers, but hey, we're not known for our strip clubs, but we got some stuff.
We got some stuff. We got cheesesteaks. We got
No, if
cheesesteaks.
James Harden plays like he's playing right now in the playoffs, yeah, I'll take the Sixers.
Um, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I think
Well,
this is a good point to take
But
a
they,
break because we are
yeah.
about to run out of time.
so just think on it, and we'll be right back.
We will return.
Shattered.